This video is for my fellow Class B owners. The beauty of Class Bs is you usually don't get too much leakage. A YouTuber named Winter Rain has a 2000 leisure travel just like this, and she's been having some leaking problems. So I figured I'd do a video for her and for any other Class B owners that sometimes have some problems. When I first got it, it looked inside where the coffee pot maker is. There's a cabinet there, and it showed some water damage, and I thought they had just spilled the coffee pot. Well, it ended up this was a leak coming in from here. Cleaned everything out of this little channel really well, and then recaulked it. It had the same problem here, and it leaked in, and she said she had the same problem. Where I'm at, there was a guy with a 2001 leisure travel, and I had seen that he had done the exact same thing. He didn't mention it, but you could tell it had been recaulked. So those must be design flaws that water can get in. Like I said, I was so ready to fix this, but I kind of think someone commented, so I took a little piece of what they said, and maybe these are just laugh lines on his hood from living a good life, taking me wonderful places. As you get older, you get laugh lines. It's far better than frown lines, so I'm going to call them that. This is a driver's seat, and the water can come in back there. It was dry when I got it, but inside there I had noted some water damage, so I just thought it was just the coffee pot, you know, that they had spilled the coffee pot enough to leave a little bit of damage. And then the first couple rains, I noticed there was some moisture there, so I fixed it. Again, 3 years later, it hasn't happened since. I kept a paper towel under that area for about a year, and it never got wet. I did this video before, but I'll do it again because it's been a while. The only other water issue I had, I was getting water inside the RV right here, and then this would get all wet when there was a good driving rain, and I couldn't figure it out. It took me a while. And then back here under this mat, right about in this general area, I was getting water puddles right here, and again, there was no signs of where the water was coming in, no leaking on the wall, so I was a bit confused, and then I finally figured it out. This is the outside of my refrigerator, and somebody had put one of these upside down, so water was getting in there. Well, down at the bottom of the refrigerator, there's a drain plug, and that was plugged up. So water was rising up, and then water follows the path of least resistance, and it was following the lines up to the front for alternator power, and across that way is where the main power is when you're on shore power. So once I took these off, I fixed it, drained that plug out. It's never happened again, but I check like once a year. I check to make sure that drain plug is clean. This is my floor, and Winter Rain, you said you were having problems with water draining from your shower. I've never had that problem. Now what I would suggest you do is, there's a screw in the center of that drain. You can just unscrew that, take that cover off, and try to put a snake down there and see if there's some type of clog that's stopping your water from draining. That would be my best bet. And you also said you were getting water up here. I've also never had that problem, but I can't give you much advice on where the water's coming from, but you know, with an AC unit, anything's possible. Those are my problems. Let's look at the AC area. We'll go up here, and up here you have drains that clear out water and clear out condensation when the AC's running. Just make sure those are clear of any debris. It's good to inspect those. That could be an issue. The guy that had the 2001 leisure travel, he also had mentioned he has 225,000 miles on his and hasn't had any problems. I guess he's gone through 2 generators. He's on his 2nd generator because he uses it quite a bit. And the only thing he did say is that he's had to replace He's on his third radiator. He was having problems with radiators. Knock on wood, I've never had that problem. So now he put one of those bug screens across his grill because he had been told that that was causing the problem, that the acid or whatever in the bugs, somebody thought that was his reason. And he said he's had that on there for a couple years now and he hasn't had any radiator problems. But hopefully those little bits help. Mainly the two areas up in the front, it's just they didn't design it very well and water can get in there. Just clean it out as well as you possibly can, and then go pretty liberal with the water seal. I put enough in there that there's that little track there that's supposed to get water to run away. If I'm driving and I have the window cracked in it, the water's gonna come in because I got that little track full of sealant. But again, I haven't had any repeats. So hopefully that helps you and anybody else out there that has a similar type RV. All right, have a great and wonderful day.